7 years of plenty. That just simply means that the crops were just magnificent. And Scripture says that God brought forth the fruit from the crops by the handfuls. And just the whole world, it was just a fruitful time. But it was only in Egypt that they knew to store up. And I found it to be also intriguing that this portion of Genesis only gives us just a few verses, really, about the 7 years of plenty. And then there's 5 or 6 chapters that talks about the days of the famine. And I thought about that, and I said, that is so much like humanity, because we have God's blessings. I mean, just look around you. Just think about the things that you have, and I'm talking about just tangible things, just your cars, your houses, your clothes, all those things that God has blessed you with. And we have those things, and so often we just take them for granted. And then something begins to go wrong, and all of a sudden we'll turn around and we'll blame God, and we'll demand from God, says, God, where are you? Have you forsaken me? And all those times of blessing, oftentimes we don't even take the moment of time to even thank God for the blessings. And so we can get so focused on those lean years. But the truth of the matter is that they went through that period of time, and when everybody just thought this, it's always going to be this way. And the idea that something is going to change just doesn't seem to occur to people. And again, it seems to be that people are the same way today. But yes, there are ups and downs in life, and there's ups and downs in the years. As the years go by, there's going to be those years of plenty. There's going to be those years of famine. But fortunately here, for the people in Egypt, that God had given this dream to Pharaoh, and Joseph was able to interpret it. And so now that the interpretation had been done, they sent for Joseph. He said, here's the interpretation. And then Pharaoh thought, well, we need somebody to oversee this. And then he said, well, who could be more wise than this young man that's standing right before me? And so he appointed him to be the overseer. And I again, just reading through the scriptures, I found this part of the scripture that says that Joseph was given the responsibility in the cities and in the fields. Now, there's a lot of responsibility, and how is it that a young man who's just 30 years of age would have the knowledge to be able to deal with all this? Well, if you go back to the time that we read about it when he was in the house of Potiphar there, it says that Joseph was not only over the houses, but he was over the fields. God was using that opportunity to give him this tremendous experience of learning how to manage people and resources for a much bigger task that would be before him later on in his life. And you see, we have to look at those moments. We have to look at those opportunities. We have to see what God is doing. He's preparing us for what he has for us, oftentimes down the road. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.